Hi everyone, Leo here, and after my review about the Anagram, a lot of debate has started about whether this is just a unit for bass players or not, and if this unit is right also for guitarists or not. In this video I would like to talk about this topic, also mentioning what excites me about this unit as a guitar player and mentioning also the current weaknesses. Let's start. Let me first of all just say a massive thank you to all of you, as the review of the Anagram has received tons of comments and many appreciation about the demo song. You know that your appreciation of my music means a lot to me, and it is also very encouraging for my new upcoming EP, as the demo song was written for that EP. Furthermore, the video review of the Anagram has established a little record for our community. More than 25,000 views in less than 24 hours after its upload. Maybe someone may think that these numbers are small, but for me guys, these are massive numbers, for which I'm super grateful to all of you. Okay, back to the topic of this video. First of all, I have here a pretty peculiar signal chain, I would say. I have a chorus effect, then an amp block dedicated to an overdrive, then I have a splitter, then I have another NAND block where I have loaded my profile of a Mesa Boogie Mark V, that amp over there, then I have a modulation delay, a plate reverb, and then I have an output manager block in order to send the upper row to the left stereo channel. In fact, in the lower row, I have another NAND profile of my Pink Taco amp, followed by a modulation delay, another modulation delay, and then I have another output manager block in order to send this lower row to the right channel. Currently, I don't have activated the overdrive. Let's hear the sound. Can go even more extreme, activating the overdrive. And even the chorus at the beginning. Okay, which other unit can do it? Which other unit in the market can load 3 NAND profiles in the chain natively with also chorus delay and reverbs with 2 parallel rows? Please, if it exists, write in the comment section below. But Leo, someone may say, we don't have enough models of real amps as this device is not targeted to guitar. Well, how many real amps do we have, for instance, in the Tonix? No one, as the Tonix, just like the Anagram, is most of all a profile loader, and we have tons of profiles available in the market. But is anybody doubting that Tonix is a guitar-oriented pedal? Okay, second topic I would like to share. Here I have the Nano Cortex. Nobody doubts that this is a guitar-oriented pedal, right? Well, before the last firmware upgrade, which is great, let me say, this unit didn't have a distortion block. No distortion pedal simulation until the last firmware upgrade, issued since few days. A guitar-oriented pedal with no distortion effect. but it was still considered a guitar-oriented effect pedal, right? In the Anagram, we have 3 NAMP profiles, and we can dedicate one of them to distortion pedals, another one to an amp, another one to a second amp in parallel. We can put a chorus, delay and a reverb after the amp block or before the amp block, and we can use them even in parallel, something the Nano Cortex can't do. So why nobody was doubting that the Nano Cortex was a guitar-oriented pedal, but somebody doubts that the Anagram can be used by guitarists? Let's now switch to another preset that I have here, where I have loaded a Tone King. What do I have here? I have a fat compressor, then I have my profile of my Tone King amp, then I have a chorus, then I have a splitter once again, and finally a delay. And as before, the block to manage the stereo output. And in parallel, I have another delay. Well, I think this is a great tone, in my opinion. Is this fitting only for bass player? Well, for instance, a plate reverb should be modeling a plate reverb, and one of the most famous plate reverb is the one in the Abbey Road studio. But is there a plate reverb tailored for bass player and another one tailored for guitar player? I mean, in the Abbey Road studio, do they have a plate reverb for bass player, another one for vocal, and another one for guitar? No, as far as I know, there is one plate reverb, and we have to use it for everything. Furthermore, what about a fat compressor? A fat compressor can be used both for guitars or bass. Actually, I'm using fat compressors to compress both guitars and bass in my digital audio workstation. And here I would like also to point out that typically the pickup of a guitar does not output as much power than a bass in general. On average, the bass output is higher. Well, the Anagram has a gain block that simply adds or removes dB, so that we can calibrate the unit according to our pickup sensitivity. Okay, someone may say, Leo, you are paid by Darkglass to say nice words about the Anagram. First of all, I'm not paid at all, and even my review was not paid. And honestly, this is a kind of a pity considering the amount of work I put in that video, with also, I think, a pretty good demo song extracted from my upcoming EP. Second, for instance, the latency values we have obtained are different, but it does not stop me to publish my results. You guys are the ones for whom I'm making the videos, and nobody else. Of course, this is not a perfect unit. It misses a ping-pong delay. For sure, it does not have the amount of effects, for instance, available for Fractal or Boss units. There is still not a computer app at our disposal to manage the signal chain. But in my opinion, it is already a good platform for guitarists, and it is not only for bass players. Of course, please take into consideration that I'm not an effect geek, and what is inside this unit already fit my needs, as I'm happy with just good choruses, delays and reverbs. But of course, it could not fit the needs, for instance, currently of ambient music players. Someone told me in the comment section of my review of the Anagram that Darkglass is targeting this device only for bass players. Well, here of course I disagree with them again, but of course it is up to them to decide their marketing strategy. For instance, first of all, targeting this device to their current niche, which are bass players. But let me finish this video with one last consideration. Everybody knows that our community is a guitar-oriented community. So, why Darkglass has sent me the Anagram to review if this unit was just oriented to bass players?